Perfect.
Okay, we recorded. Everybody else mute. Sarah, you're on.
Perfect. Okay, so welcome to our Tuesday night training. My name is Sarah Thomas, and tonight I am going to talk to you about Scentsy Club and how you can use this to be another tool in your toolbox to help your business grow. So how many of you, and we can be honest here, so how many of you personally have your own Scentsy Club? Like you are a club, you're a clubber. How many of you are Scentsy clubbing? Okay, so maybe you didn't even know that as a consultant, you can actually be your own Scentsy Club member. How many of you have customers that are in the club? Okay, how many of you want to have customers in the club? And how many of you want to have more customers in the club? Okay, so hopefully, now if you're only 2 days in like Charlotte, you may be wondering what the heck is it? Actually, this is going to be a good thing that you will, it's kind of one of those things that if you come in and it's already a thing, it's not something that you have to relearn later on, you know? So this is something that we have had for a couple of years. It's not something that we have had forever. I've been doing this almost 11 years, and this is one of the newer tools that we have that I absolutely love. It is something that Scentsy is growing. It's something that has grown a lot since they first launched it a couple of years ago, and it's something that they are going to continue to invest in and grow. So hopefully tonight I can kind of give you some insight on what it is, why you should promote it, and then maybe give you some tips on how you can promote it. And then at the end, I will open it up. Those of you that have great success with it, if you want to share your success, maybe how you got people to join the club, whatever you want to share, we'll open that up at the end. If you don't want to share, that's totally fine. But I do want to encourage you to probably take some notes. I will say that this can be a complete game changer in your business. So what is Scentsy Club? Basically, it is a auto ship program for you and your customers. So I don't know about you, but even though I have access to ordering my own things, I still always, well, I did before Scentsy Club, would run out of freaking laundry stuff, right? And like, once you start using our products and then you're out of it, but you have to have it, especially laundry, it's like, oh my gosh, I do not want to have to go to the retail store and buy their stuff, right? So for you as a consultant, it's a great way for you to be able to put your things on an auto ship. It's a great thing for customers because in Scentsy Club, any consumable product that we offer, they can put it into Scentsy Club. Okay. When they put this into club, they can choose to have their shipment monthly, bi-monthly, or quarterly. The cool thing is when they put their products into Scentsy Club, when they hit the 30 PRV mark, they're going to get 10% off their order. When they hit the $60 mark, so I mean, let's $30, that's a 6-pack, right? So that's your bars. So that's just if they want their bars showing up every single month. When they hit $60, they're going to get a half price item as well. Well, I'll talk about that in a little bit. I'm going to try, I did make some notes so that I touch some key things, and I'm going to try not to squirrel, but you guys know I don't do well with my notes. So I don't even know why I make them, but the other cool thing is that as a Scentsy Club member, you are able to give them the opportunity to where they can order, which I wish I'd had one right here. They can get Scentsy bricks, which is about £1 of wax, exclusively to club members. Maybe once or twice a year, Scentsy will throw in a promotion where we, you know, get a couple weeks where we can order some bricks. But typically, the only way to get a brick, and they are select fragrances, but typically the only way to get a brick of wax is through Scentsy Club. So they can get 10% off their order. They can get half price items. They can get Scentsy bricks. The best part, well, what I think is the best part is that they can always get their bars. So what I mean by that, how many times, I know it's happened to me, before we had this club, how many times did your favorite scent, there we go, Peg showing the difference. How many times did your favorite scent get discontinued? I know mine did. My very first 3 bars that I ever used at Scentsy were Black Raspberry Vanilla, Ocean, French Kiss. Cool thing is both of them have been discontinued, but they're in Bring Back My Bar this month. So now, and I'm going to talk about that in a little bit, I can actually put that in my club and they will make that bar forever. So as long as you have a fragrance in your club, even if it goes discontinued, if it's in your club, they will make that bar for you personally forever. Everyone with me? So now, I mean, seriously, it still happens. How many times do your customers, like, a spring or fall transition will happen? You tell them everything that's going to be going away. They don't stock up. They don't get into club. They don't do any of the things. And then like a month after it's been discontinued and they're actually out of the wax, they're like, oh my gosh, I have to have that, you know, and then it's gone. And sometimes we don't know if they're coming back. So those are the instances where we want to be letting people know that, hey, if you have a scent that you love, 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 you might want to put this in your club, because if it's in your club and it goes away, it does not go away for you. It's especially important this month for Bring Back My Bar. So any of the Bring Back My Bars, if you're new, this month we have 25-ish fragrances that consultants and customers have voted back. They're only here for this month and then they go away. However, you put them in your club, you can keep them forever. You can bet French Kiss and Ocean have already been added to my club with lots of others. This is like my favorite Bring Back My Bar lineup ever. Another time where it's important is that if you have a customer, when we have a LTO with a bar that matches, a Scentsy bar that matches, it's a great time. If they love that bar, it's a great time. Hey, put this in your club, because when it goes away, it might go away for everyone else, but it won't go away for you. When we have different collections, what else? Oh, scent and, well, not warmer, but scent of the month. If they love, love, love scent of the month, it's just they're never going to have to worry about it going away. Okay. So is everyone with me so far? So this is what it is. Auto ship. They can get 10% off. They can get half price items. They can always get their bar, and they have the opportunity to get exclusive bricks. Here are some reasons why it is. Oh, the other cool thing is it is customizable, so they can change it up. If one month they decide, you know, I need less, which that's later on, they can change it up too. They need to add things, they can add things. So here's some reasons why it's beneficial to you and your customers. So I already kind of talked about why it's beneficial to your customers with the discount, the extra perks that they're going to get. The other reason why it's beneficial to your customers is that they don't ever have to worry about running out of what they need. Because again, how many times, especially when it comes to wax, like it's so easy, people run out of wax and then they're having to run to a store, buy the cheap stuff, and they're not loving it. And then they're either frantically trying to get a hold of you, and then all the things. This way, they can have their club every month or every other month or every 3 months. It just automatically ships. They don't have to think about it, and you don't have to think about it. Now, I'm not sitting here saying sign up all your club members so that you have to do absolutely nothing, but it does make your job easier as a consultant, because then you can focus on going out there and you can focus on finding new people, you know, new customers, and connecting, and working with your team, or, you know, spending your family time or whatever. It is a program and a tool where Scentsy kind of takes a lot of the work off of it for you. Now, many people, and again, it depends on where you are in your business, because you can do it with a simple text message, or you can do it with mail outs, or whatever you want to do. You still want to service those people. You still want to be checking in with them. You still want to make sure that they're liking what they have, that they don't need to take away, that they don't need to add. So I'm not saying that you get to sign them up and then do nothing with them in Scentsy Club. I'm just saying it will make your job a little bit easier, because you're going to get them in there. Once they learn how to manage their club, you're just going to be checking on them and following up on them. So for them, they don't have to worry about running out of anything. They're going to get the perks. And then for you, it's just going to make your job a lot easier, freeing up some time And then there was something else I was going to say about it. It'll come back to me in a second. I don't know. It'll come back to me.
Sarah,
Huh?
with boxes, is that what you were going to say?
No, I haven't got there yet. But just as to like why or how it can be beneficial to you, how it can be, oh, the word. Okay, so like retention also, right? How many times do you maybe you meet someone at an event, they buy from you, they maybe never talk to you again. If you take that extra step after that event to connect with them, to tell them that this is something that we offer, you have a very, very good chance of getting them to come back to you. I want to say last year they said that 70%, this was a huge number, it blew me away, that 70% of Scentsy customers buy it one time and then like they don't buy again. And it's not because they don't like the product, because how many times do you run into people and they're like, oh my God, they're about to tackle you when they realize that you have access to ordering for them, right? But it's because we sometimes drop the ball in following up. So it's a good way to get retention. It's a good way to get reoccurring PRV every month, reoccurring revenue. I mean, I know people who have thousands in club orders every single month. Like those are my goals. Let's see. Any questions so far? Okay. So, oh, here's the other cool thing about the perk of when I talk about Scentsy kind of does a lot of the work for you. They even email them monthly. Well, like when their subscription is going out. So they're kind of, in a way, even following up with for you. Again, you want to have personal connection with them because that is what sets us apart from being like retail-y, right? But if you forget 1 month to follow up with someone, Scensy's going to do that. And then like you get notifications when someone joins a club. You can track it on your workstation. Like seriously, guys, if you haven't dug into this, I highly suggest put this on like the top 3 things that you should do, because it's a huge thing and they've made it so user friendly. Let's see. So they're going to send that out for you. It's a way for you to easily hit your, if you're just doing this for a hobby, this is a great way for you to hit your minimum $200 requirement every, so many months. Right now, that's way down the road because of COVID. But when it does go back to the every 4-month thing, you could put a bi-weekly. I mean, if you're using the products basic, like there's your $200 right there. The other thing is, I know some of you love it, which is cool, but you also don't have to worry about packaging and you don't have to worry about delivering. Again, these are great extras that we do for them. And if you are completely bored out of your mind and you have nothing else to do, then go for it. But this is also going to free up some time for you. Okay. So are those things fun? Yes. Are they always income producing? We could probably have pros and cons to it, because I would say not initially, but people do like it, but it's going to free up that time. And over the last 11 years, I have, I've done the not pretty stuff. I've done the pretty stuff, and it really just depends on like what you want to do. So, let's see. Also, there's lots of info on your workstation. There's more information about this. There's even a video out there. If you type it in the search bar, you can find a video. It will even walk you through, how you can show them how to add things, it's like a 10-minute video. So you can go watch that as well. Here are some things to know. Shipping is charged just like a regular PWS order. Don't freak out about that. Your customers won't freak out about that. If you don't freak out about it, remember they are saving 10% on their order. So it's kind of a wash. If you look at it that way, they can have multiple. Okay. So when you're in there, you can have multiple frequencies. So let's say that you want your 6-pack of bars coming every single month, but you only need your washer products coming every other month. You can have 2 different subscriptions. However, just know that those 2 subscriptions are 2 separate subscriptions. Like they're treated as 2. So you're going to pay shipping on the monthly one. You're going to pay shipping on the other one. They're not combined. if you get in there and later on you're like, you know what, I really want to change this up. Again, you can always be changing these up. I do want to tell you though, with the bars, that might actually be in here. You can always decrease the amount that you have, but you cannot increase it. It actually, the system will not allow you to. So if you, so for instance, I'm like, okay, I miss French Kiss so much. I can put a 6-pack in, or I can put a 3-pack in there. But if next month I'm like, dang, I'm really using this up and I want to up it to a 6-pack, I can't do that. If I put a 6-pack in today and the next month I decide I don't want a 6-pack, I can decrease it to a 3-pack, but I can never go back to a 6-pack. So there's that. Does that make sense? Okay. So you can decrease, you just can't increase. But you can change, let's say that you have your monthly and you have a bi-monthly, and then all of a sudden you're like, I want to just make them one. You can change those up as well. Let's see, be sure to tell your customers that, because a lot of times when they get their notification, they will go in there to, like, you know, double check, make sure that they've got what they want. And they may think like, I don't want that anymore. What I would recommend, and again, this is why it's important that we stay in communication with our customers. If they, and so I stay in contact with my club members too, just to make sure they're still liking their scents. They don't need to change anything out. But I have had people have said, this has only happened twice, but they're like, they had too many bars of the same scent and they wanted to change them up. I told them to just space out their subscription. So instead of doing it monthly, I'm like, well, just let it go, like put it out 3 months. So then they weren't feeling, because I'm like, you could regret that if you get rid of those bars and then you never get them again. Does that make sense? Okay.
Hey, Sarah.
Yeah.
One hard lesson I learned too is that the always get my bar, it's only for bars. So
Yes.
even though you can put all consumable stuff in there, I was very disappointed when I had French lavender laundry love in there, and I found out that when it was going away, that when it was in my club, that didn't mean I got to keep it. I was very upset.
Were you like, where's my stuff?
I was like, what do you mean? I thought once it was in my club, and they were like, no, that's only for bars. So I was very sad.
Yes, it's just always get my bar. No half price on licensed products, but you do get the 10% off. No PRV on half price items, but that's nothing new. We don't get that anyways through our parties. They're doing it through the workstation. And there are no multi-packs, like a 6-pack. Again, we get the 10% off to kind of make up for that difference. They used to give us multi-packs in the beginning, and it was just way too complicated with changing out and all the things. So that's kind of when we got the 10% and all that. Does anyone have any questions so far? Okay. So, here are some things that if you're like, okay, well, what should be some things that maybe I should put in my club, or what are some good products to recommend people to put in clubs? So 75% of the, I'll give you some stats. So 75% of the subscriptions have bars in them. So your reoccurring bar orderers, those are good people to put in club. The whiff box. So I always recommend if people, so the whiff box is a fun surprise, right? So what I recommend people, they can do the whiff box every month. That was another, let's see. Yes. So those that have whiff boxes in them, let me back up. Sorry. I always recommend to my people if they like having the whiff box. So if they're getting bars and a whiff box, I'm like, hey, you can use your half price item to get your whiff box. So that's kind of how I am getting whiff boxes into that increase, getting whiff boxes into people's hands. For the longest time, like I had some people that were like, yeah, I kind of like the idea, you know, so the whiff box is like a monthly subscription. There's all kinds of them out there. And I had a couple people that would pay the full price. But when I started saying to them like, hey, you know, through your club, you could be using your half price item for that. Then they're like, oh, wow. Now all of a sudden $15 for that surprise box sounds like a heck of a good deal. And guess what happens when they get that whiff box? It has tons of products in there that they're going to try, and then they're going to love them, and then they're going to hopefully maybe add them to their club. And I love the whip boxes too, because I like to use those as, I mean, for 15 bucks, I use the things inside for either giveaways to my business or giveaways to like people.
I put the flowers in there. So I get it like every month.
Yeah. So you can use it for whatever you want to. But whiff boxes, so the reason I brought that up was because whiff boxes, 90% of people that get whiff boxes are on a monthly subscription. So that's every single month you're getting that PRV. Another popular. Is it just me cutting out? Like I barely heard Kelly, and I can't hear Peg.
It's cutting out also with me. I didn't even hear what Kelly said.
Peg, are you trying to talk? Okay, let's see if this works. Let's try to all turn our cameras off, even though I love seeing all of your beautiful faces.
I don't know if you can hear me.
Okay, let's try that.
Okay, yeah, maybe that'll do. Okay, so what I was going to say is that Dan just provided some stats on the Scentsy Club on one of the leadership meetings. And one of the things that he said was that 64% of the bars that are in the Scentsy Club are always get my bars. So that's where it's a really good opportunity to get bars that are being discontinued. And the two top items, well, the three top items he gave that were in the Scentsy Club, number one, of course, is Scentsy bars. Number two is washer whiffs. And number three is the laundry liquid.
Yep. Check, check, check. Now I can check off those three things. Yeah, so it is, especially when it comes to like this month with Bring Back My Bars, there are people that are so excited to come back, and now they can get these bars that have gone away that they love. So make sure that your people know, even if you don't personally have the Bring Back My Bar sampler, make sure that you are getting a list, that you're finding a flyer, that you're contacting them, that you're posting it, that your customers know about it, because you do not want them to find out later on that some of these bars were available and then they're going to go away forever. And then they find out, oh my gosh, I could have gotten the bar and I could have gotten it forever. It's real sad news. So yeah, 64%. Could you imagine if we didn't have this club? That would be 64% of a big chunk that we would not be having in our businesses. So I would say it's a pretty important club. Can everyone still hear me okay? I'm going to assume yes. Everyone doesn't have to mute, but I guess
Yes.
someone will text me if we can't. Okay, so let's see. Where are we on time? Okay, so how and who can I offer this to? So obviously you can offer it to everyone. How do you do it? It's just going to be simple conversations. If you are not having connections with your customers, I'm going to highly encourage you to put that on something on a list that you're going to get better about. If they are, if they have purchased from you, they do want to hear from you, unless they absolutely say like, hey, I'm good, never talk to me again about that. They're probably okay hearing from you. So until they tell you that, I would recommend that you stay in contact with them. So this is the perfect month. If you've never talked about this before and you're like, oh my gosh, like, how do I bring this up? This is the perfect month, because we do have Bring Back My Bar and these bars will go away, for you to be able to open up that conversation to your customers. Hey, this is a program that, and you can say it's a program that you've just started participating in. However you want the wording to be of you, put that out there. So Bring Back My Bar. This is a great month to start getting on board with it. Your repeat customers, if they are ordering every single month, let them know, hey, especially if they're PWS orders, hey, because they're already paying for shipping, right? So it's like, it's a great time to say, hey, since you order every month, like, did you know that I can save you 10% if you opt into Scentsy Club? Especially if they're ordering every month, especially if they're ordering the same thing every month. Because again, they can go in there and customize it. So when seasons change, they can go in there and change up their stuff as well. Um, Again, like I talked about earlier, when we have, scent of the month, so people that are loving your scent of the month, that's a great time to get someone in club. When they purchase a LTO or a collection, something out of the collections, it's a great time to say to them, like, hey, I know that you really love this. Once this is gone, it's gone. So if we can get this in your club, they can always cancel their club if they end up hating it. Like, it's not, they're not signed into a contract. So they can always cancel it if they end up not liking it. And then they can just come back and order like they were before. Your customers that wait until the last minute, like we all have those, right? Where they're like, I mean, probably if I didn't have access to myself, that would be me. Because like I said, I did it with laundry forever. It's like I would get down to not even just whiffs. It wouldn't just be the whiffs gone. It's like liquid. Like I've got to go do the whole deal. So when they wait till the last minute, like, oh my gosh, all of a sudden there's a Scentsy emergency because they have to have the thing. Those are the people to talk about, like, hey, we have a really cool way. Not only can I, give you these other perks of the 10% or offer you half price, or you can get other exclusive things, but you'll never have to worry about running out. Let's see. So how can you promote it? Like I said, just open your mouth, let them know when you're talking to them, when they're placing an order in person with you, when you're texting them. There are flyers out there if you want to post that on social media. Everyone knows that I'm a big stickler on, even though you're posting, you need to be personal messaging. There's information out there that you can be printing, and I don't mean you have to be professionally printing, but you can print it on your printer, you can throw it in their orders. Lots of stuff out there. I'm sure that the videos and the pictures are going to start coming around here in the next couple of weeks of, where you've got the consultant holding that bar and they're crying like a baby because it's going to go away, and don't miss out on this going away forever. So lots of fun things that you can do with these to start talking about Scentsy Club. I'm pretty much done. I think if anyone else wants to share maybe your success or some tips, please do. But I am going to highly encourage you to put this on a list to dive into. If you're not using it, learn more about it, and really start using it, because it is a good tool that I honestly think can be a business changer if it's done properly. So I'm going to stop blabbing and open it up for questions and or tips or any of the things. And like I said, you can go to your workstation, go to the little search bar. You can type in Scentsy Club. You can type in Scentsy Club FAQ. There's some videos out there. There are some PDFs out there if you have to, until you memorize this stuff, print it out, go in there and play with your own. So go to your PWS and scroll down to Scentsy Club and go in there and just kind of play with it. It's actually kind of cool when you start kind of getting in there and all the fun stuff that you can do with it. So any questions, comments?
Sarah, on the club, can you put bundle and save?
No.
Okay, just wanted to make sure, because there was one person that asked me if they could do the 6 bars for 30 in the club.
Yes, so great question. We used to be able to. Those changes we haven't been able to do for a while, but great question. We used to, so maybe that's where some confusion. We used to, now we can't. However, so sometimes when people are used to that, they're like, oh, dang, I really love that deal. Remind them they're getting 10% off. And they can get da 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 da. So if you give them the other perks, it'll kind of outweigh that little piece of shipping that they have to pay for. But I'll tell you, I feel like since COVID, like people don't even care about shipping. I am a tightwad when it comes to spending money, period. And I definitely don't want to pay for shipping. But like these days, I'm like, whatever. It's just the world that we live in now. We pay for shipping.
What I said before was whenever, like I put in my Scentsy Club, I put the fragrance flower in there.
Yeah.
So I can make sure I get it like
Oh.
every other month.
Yeah.
because
Good
I
one.
took it to school and put it in the bathroom, and I think I got like 3 orders off of just putting it in the bathroom up there.
Yeah, that's another one that I would probably have a hissy fit if I ran out of it and went to go swap out my flowers in the bathroom and didn't have any.
Yeah, exactly.
Anyone else? I'm going to go here to the chats. Okay, well, it
one
is.
of the things that I tell my customers too, and you know, if you have somebody who is making a big deal about the shipping, I don't even talk about the shipping unless they do. But I tell people to order more less often and do like a quarterly subscription instead of doing a monthly subscription. So then they're, you know, instead of they have their favorite bar, and instead of ordering, you know, 2 of them every month, to order 6 of them every 3 months, and then they save on shipping.
Yeah.
And I make sure that I reach out to my customers too, even when I see that they're in my order history, that their order has processed. Make sure that you don't forget to thank them. And I do every quarter, like the people that are in my club, I have a pretty good, I think I have about a dozen people in my club. So I always send them, like when the new catalog comes out, I'll send them a big, you know, like kind of gift box with the new catalog and, you know, kind of samples of some of the new scents that are coming out to just kind of make them feel special.
Love it. And they are special because, I mean, they're the easiest customers that we have, right?
Right? That's what.
Anyone else? Going once, going twice? Okay, well, I'm going to, we'll just keep this one short and sweet this week. I just want to thank everyone for coming on here and spending your Tuesday with us. And I hope that this was helpful and that you learned something. And if you have any questions, as always, you can reach out to your sponsor or you can message me, and check out that workstation for lots more info on Scentsy Club. All right, guys, well, have a good rest of your week, and we will chat again next week.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.